Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. And today it is once more me playing. It's been a while since I've showed you one of my replays and this was a rather close battle that I think will be interesting to watch. Now I'm in my Arizona, the Tier 6 US premium battleship. I'm on the map Two Brothers in a 4-point domination game mode and it's a Tier 7 battle. There are 2 enemy carriers around, but I'm divisioned with a Cleveland. So I will have anti-air support and there is only 1 enemy destroyer around. So overall it's not that bad. I mean obviously I'm not top tier, but as tier 6 you aren't top tier that often these days. Now here in the beginning I'm going towards Point Alpha. My friend in the Cleveland is accompanying me and providing anti-air support. And well, we have also a friendly cruiser and a battleship here with us. The majority of our team is going over here towards Point Delta. And the enemies arrived here first, but our team has a big enough force that they could take this. Now I'm not exactly sure what our carriers are doing. I mean, those dive bombers, they might be searching for the enemy carrier, but you know, 2 dive bomber squadrons won't take down the carrier. And they found the incoming airstrikes, so that's great news. Because now we know where they're coming from and our carriers can prepare for that. Now I'm not exactly sure where those fighter planes are going, because they met enemy planes and just ignored them. So it would seem like this one carrier has a bit of an interesting playstyle, let's put it like that. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that he just sent his planes to one corner and those planes to the other corner. So, yeah. But I mean, the other carrier tried something here at Delta, I think. So we have that going. And the friendly team managed to, well, force the enemy destroyer here into a retreat. And now the friendly team is capturing Delta, which is pretty nice. And I fired my first shots here at the Pensacola and spectacularly missed with all of my shells. Now it's not looking too great here. We have 4 ships, they have 4 ships. There is an enemy airstrike incoming though, and now they have like 5 ships here. The problem is they have 2 Gneisenau's. The Gneisenau is a very good tier 7 battleship and it's an excellent brawler. Gneisenau has amazing armor and torpedoes. Now we have Nagato here, also a tier 7 battleship, and myself, but we can't brawl against 2 Gneisenau's. So we can't push into those ships. If we get close enough to those Gneisenau's, they will just butcher us. There is a Cyclone incoming though, and we might be able to delay him. They don't have a destroyer with them. The enemy team only has 1 destroyer and he's at the other side of the map. And that's fine. Our team has managed to take Point Delta and we can't delay the enemies here long enough. Then I mean we already have a lead and the lead is just getting bigger. So what we are going to do here now is retreat. Now the other ships from my team here have already turned around and I will, well, do the same thing. Now hopefully we can take care of their cruisers. Their battleships are still in the back, which is nice, but they are coming this way. The Gneisenau's are actually rather fast ships. Now I'm not sure this Pensacola is moving very slowly. I've probably gave too much lead here. And he's also turning away. Now I've slowed down here a little bit. I'm the healthiest ship here around. The Nagato already had a few fires and took a bit of a beating. So I decided, you know what, I'll just slow down a bit. Hopefully I will draw the fire of the enemy team and now we can retreat here as a fleet. Unfortunately the friendly Nagato here goes like more towards the corner. He should go more towards the center with us. There is no reason here to like go towards the left zone wall. And we don't plan to stick around here and fight. And very nice, so I managed to get the Pensacola. But there are still 4 ships here around. There might even be more incoming, like we can see a Warspite coming this way. So once again, we don't have the forces to push here. The great thing is that our team is very aggressive on the other side, and they might push here towards the enemy spawn, towards Peter. And all we have to do here is just, like, you know, delay the enemies as long as we can and hurt them as good as we can. Now there are some more planes incoming, but again, my platoon mate in the Cleveland is around here. He is... well, he is supporting me with his anti-air. The friendly carrier is also here defending us. Great job from him as well. So those planes, they basically didn't do a lot. And okay, there's dive bomber set a fire, but you know. Also, I mean, there was earlier, the first airstrike was also very well defended from our team. So far we are doing great in the anti-air department. And I'm not sure if this Gneisenau is moving forward or backward. Well, I hopefully can score a few nice hits at him, and yeah. Considering the range, you know, at this engagement range, the Gneisenau isn't that big of a problem. The Gneisenau has not a lot of guns. But, well, they are a big problem if they get close. Now we have already quite a bit of a lead, ship-wise and point-wise. And even if they'd managed to sink us here, we have held 2 points for quite a while the enemies still only have 1. So it's going great. Now unfortunately, our friendly carrier here is moving towards the enemies. I'm assuming he misclicked. I mean, it can happen. You want to select a squadron, but you select your carrier instead, and you click on the minimap where you want your planes to go. And you don't realize that your carrier is going this way. Since he still has planes, I'm assuming he misclicked, because I see no other reason why he's going there. And yeah. This is where I try to warn our carriers, in case they aren't paying that much attention, that they should rather go with our fleet. And there are a lot of enemies coming from Alpha. We have no way of stopping them. Now the enemies are still pushing this way, and I still don't have this point. We might get a few more resets in, hopefully, and delay them even further. But the Cyclone is coming, and this Cyclone will prove rather useful for us, because we are outnumbered right here. And it might give us a chance to pick them off one by one. We can't fight them all at once, but we have enough firepower to take them one at a time. Now now he hasn't spotted. I'm still taking the shots. They will probably hit a little bit. And yeah, I got 1 hit there at least. Now with the Cyclone, I can now move here more towards Point Charlie. The reason why we went straight down here is mostly because we would have to show a broadside if we went in another direction. And you don't want to show your broadside to a lot of enemies. So now that we are unspotted and safe in the Cyclone, we can actually go where we want to. We have no way of catching up with our fleet here, so there is no reason to go here towards Delta. But what we can do is we can go through the channel and reunite with our main force. We could also try to delay those ships, but, well, at the moment we have a lead. So all we have to do is make sure we keep that lead. And we will now go here towards Point Charlie, and then we will look if we can go through the channel. I mean, those Gneisenau are faster than we are, so... or at least than I am. And this is a... well, unfortunately the Nagato is spotted by both Gneisenau. So there is the second one, but what we want is we want to separate those ships, and at least the cruisers are not able to help those 2 enemy battleships. And our fleet here, we are sticking together. We have 3 ships here, so hopefully we can do something. Unfortunately, the Nagato is already low on health and he's taking a beating. If the Nagato would have moved towards the center earlier and not started out towards the left zone wall a bit, he would have been maybe in front of me now, and that would have been ideal, but you know, so far it's still working fine. Now it looks like the one Gneisenau is going after the carrier. Unfortunately, we lost one carrier who probably misclicked. The other carrier hasn't done anything, I think, other than suiciding his plane in the beginning. So it will cost our team points, but other than that, not a great loss. And I managed to get a reasonable hit against the Gneisenau. But I'm switching to high explosive now. This Gneisenau is bow on, and armor piercing at this range, it's probably not doing a lot bow on. Also, the Gneisenau has 6km torpedoes. I have to keep moving away from him as much as I would like to turn aggressively maybe and hope to draw away fire from the Nagato. I can't get closer to this Gneisenau. I have to keep moving away, and for one thing, I want to break loss with line of sight with the other ships might be pursuing me, and I don't want to give this Gneisenau a chance to torpedo me. My division mate and I are still here. My division mate is a bit further away from the enemy. The idea is that I'm drawing the fire, hopefully. And yeah, my cruiser here can just lend me supporting fire. This Gneisenau is burning, and hopefully we can burn him to death. It's looking good, and that's one enemy ship sunk. Now again, there isn't much point in us going here towards Point Delta. I think we could try to just run away for the rest of the game, I guess, but there is no way we are catching up with our fleet up there in the north. So what we're deciding is we are going here more towards this channel, and we will try to reunite with our fleet towards that. And yeah, look at that, there is a Nürnberg. Unfortunately, I still have high explosive loaded. The reload takes too long, so switching shells now is a mistake, but I can switch after I got off the next salvo. And here I'm switching back to armor piercing. This salvo looks good. Unfortunately, it was high explosive. If only I had switched sooner, this would have been a lot better. Also, unfortunately, those two cruisers are actually going for my cruiser escort here instead of shooting me. And yeah, that's bad. Because my friendly Cleveland here won't survive much longer. But this next salvo should take care of the Nürnberg. And yep, that's one ship. Also, unfortunately, the enemy Gneisenau is in range again. And I've lost my friendly cruiser here. Now, I should be expecting torpedoes here from the Nürnberg, but I didn't pay attention in this game, and so those torpedoes caught me slightly off guard. And I'll take a hit there, which is totally my fault. And, well, it makes a bad situation worse. Now I had to use my damage control ability here. And I'm getting a very nice salvo against the Cleveland, but not enough to kill her. Now I really want to take this Cleveland with me. It's unlikely that I get out of here alive. But if I can take that Cleveland with me, it's looking great, right? We control 3 capture zones, and we do have a point lead. So I'm waiting a little bit until my guns are reloaded. Now I'm turning the ship to help my guns turn. I really need to get these shells off, and yeah, that worked. So I'm burning in 3 places now, and I'm going down, but I've never expected anything different. The Gneisenau can shoot torpedoes now, but he doesn't even need those. And maybe I'll get off some few shells, yes. Not doing that much damage against the Gneisenau in a brawl, but yeah. So, I'm down here, but it's looking good for our team. We have the 2 battleships. They are right now capturing Point Alpha. And yeah, there is the Scharnhorst, who has still at least a decent amount of hit points left. The New Mexico is at almost full health. And looks like they've found the enemy carrier. So if they sink the enemy carrier, this is pretty much already a victory. Now we know that Gneisenau is capturing here Point Charlie. And after that he will come over here most likely, because he has to do something or they will lose. Now it depends if those 2 battleships can sink. Well, I mean, nothing should stopping them from sinking the carrier. And the Scharnhorst just got resetted. Obviously the Cyclone has passed, which is unfortunate for us. The Gneisenau can now shoot the Scharnhorst, and so, and obviously the planes. There might be a few more airstrikes incoming, and if the airstrikes can take out the Scharnhorst, we should still win. Right, this New Mexico is at a pretty decent spot. He can capture here in peace. What the New Mexico shouldn't do is obviously get too close to this Gneisenau. The Gneisenau is a great brawler, and as said before, he has torpedoes. The New Mexico doesn't stand a chance if he gets too close, but all he has to do here is turn right, angle against this Gneisenau, and this battle is won. Unfortunately, yeah, we just lost our Scharnhorst. And doesn't look like the New Mexico is able to take down the carrier. Unfortunately, I think this New Mexico is tunnel visioning. He is just looking at those carriers, and he hasn't realized that he is saved in a very dangerous situation. And he's turning into the wrong direction. He has to get away from the Gneisenau and not closer. Now, it's entirely possible that this player just is not aware of how dangerous German battleships can be, and that the Gneisenau carries torpedoes. I assume that's the case, because otherwise he would have probably turned away by now. And yeah, there is no way he can avoid any torpedoes from the Gneisenau right now. This is going to hurt. And that's a pretty big hit. Now, fortunately, there is actually an island here, so if he can get cover behind this island long enough, I mean, you know, we almost have this by points. The time is almost up. But it looks like he's flooding and he's burning, and it doesn't have a damage control ability ready, and we lost. So yeah, this was a loss. But you know what? Overall, I wanna first at least highlight a few very positive things about our team. Because I think we played well together, especially in the beginning. On my flank, we realized that we were outclassed and outnumbered, so we fell back as a team, and we delayed the enemies. They weren't able to capture anything for quite a while. And with the help of the Cyclone, we were able to pick apart a few of the enemies, even though they had more ships on our flank. And on the other flank, our team realized that they had more ships, and they pushed aggressively, and it worked. It worked really well. The loss came down to actually a few very unfortunate things. For one of our carriers, I think, only started planes in the beginning and then did nothing. It's possible that he crashed. It's also possible that he just went AFK. I don't know. The other carrier probably misclicked on the minimap and got taken out, which was unfortunate as well. And yeah, in the end, those 2 battleships, they could have won that battle if they hadn't pushed it aggressively into A, or if the New Mexico had known that the enemy battleship has torpedoes, he also could have just turned away and survived for a little bit longer. But you know, I don't want to blame my team here. I think it was a great battle. Things like that happen. You can't expect everyone in your team to be a military genius or have tons of experience in the game, and even if they do, mistakes happen. So overall, I think it was a nice battle. I enjoyed playing it. It was very close and I found it exciting until the very end. So I hope you enjoyed watching it and I'll see you guys next time.